One more. Turn left. Behind us, I think. Yeah, there's two. Hey guys, how's it going? This is Laid Down 187 here with a 1.6 DPS build for the last stand, or any other kind of stand that you want to do. And basically what I'm using right here is a high-end build, no gear set. Reason for this is because of these amazing gloves here, the MC gloves that give you a damage increase by 60% when note set bonuses are active, so you can be using any double gear sets for this build. And if you want to do this build, you're definitely going to need these gloves because that extra damage is just it's really good. It's really good. And for the glove rolls, you can see here I have critical hit damage, marksman rifle damage, and critical hit chance. The only thing I would change on this is the marksman rifle damage possibly to SMG or AR because I don't find myself using the marksman rifles as much, but you know it's good to have that over like pistol damage at least. And I roll for critical hit chance 5%, which I have critical hit chance high on this build because I am using SMG and AR, so I want to have my crit chance as high as possible. It goes up to 60%. Now mine isn't that high, but you know it's pretty close. I'll get to that later. And the other piece I would definitely recommend is the Specialized Backpack. It adds 200% of firearms and stamina to skill power, which is awesome. You know, you want to have, it's good to have a skill power for your heals and for your pulse, so you do an extra critical damage and chance. And, you know, whatever build you're going for, to have this backpack is just good. You know, I see it. That's all I have right here. Yeah. And all my mods right here are firearms with health. And I haven't really decided yet if I should swap out health for crit chance. I can get another 5% if I do all crit chance, but I'll lose a decent amount of health. And my performance mods right now are first aid, self heal, and you can also swap out that with like I have over here as well, like pulse critical hit damage. I've messed around with it a bit, and I haven't really come to a full decision yet if I want to have that increased chance with my pulse and the damage, or just have that first aid heal go all the way up. And for the chest plate, I have the Barrett's, which it's over down. It increases your skill power by 10%. So if I pop my pulse, it's gonna just be more. It's gonna be beneficial for more damage and chance. And then one skill on cooldown increases my damage by 5%, which increased damage by 5% is great to have. The only thing that's not as good anymore is the increased armor with 2 skills on cooldown by 10%. Because with the 1.6, they cut armor basically in half. Enemy armor damage is nerfed as well. So, they nerfed the Barretts. I mean, they nerfed the Alpha Bridge set with the FAMAS. Everybody was running that, and it's no longer really viable anymore because you don't get all the talents, and you can't activate the FAMAS talent on high ends anymore, which is basically what everybody even used for that build. For my med kit, I have Rejuvenate It. You can, there are other talents you can use, but I like having the increase resistance by 40% for 10 seconds after I pop a med kit if I'm gonna fight. With the other talents that they nerfed in the game, like critical save, where you would get that huge debuff at 50, they dropped down to 20. So having this pretty much brings that back. You can also use other things. I believe this Tenacious. This is also really good. You get increased damage by 10% for 10 seconds after using a medikit, which I will probably bounce back and forth to see which one I prefer. And I roll for critical hit chance, of course, because my SMGs. want to have as much chance and damage as possible. For the miner, you can go for some kind of resistance, which it's always good to have that. I have damage to elites on here just because I wanted that crit chance, which isn't amazing. Especially for PvP, it's not going to be doing much for me. It's not going to be doing much at all. So I would rather have some kind of resistance like burn right here, or anything like that, because they did nerf status effect, so you're not really resistant to it. It's all about your build and how long it's always going to happen to you, basically. And then these are pretty much a not must-have, but there's no other high-end knee pads that have a good talent. So these short bow champion pads, you pretty much like instant nade people, which is just amazing. Especially in PvP where they don't have time to run away, they just get hit with your nade. Your fuse time is 0.2 seconds. It's not long for them to really roll out of the way. You can get an instant kill really if you throw a shock or anything, and you gotta make that work for you. You gotta play with these knee pads, and they're just incredible. And I roll for critical hit damage, and my minors are shock resistance, bleed resistance, and burn resistance, which is really good. Really, really, really good. And then for my mods, I have firearms with health. And then first aid, self heal, I rock on all my performance mods right now. And the holster is recovered, and damage taken cover to cover is regenerated over 5 seconds when reaching the destination. And you can really make this talent work for you in a tight spot. If you don't have any heals or any med kits, you can just keep running from cover to cover, and you'll get your health back so fast, and people will have to reload, and that can give you a chance to get a kill. And there are other talents in your character that can help you stack this if you really want. But I'm gonna show you guys my abilities right now, and I'm using pulse with extra damage, of course. And for last stand, you can use pretty much these three. They're all really work out. I mean, the booster shot is incredible because you get increased damage and resistance, which is awesome. And overdose is good if you have a gun that has vigorous on it, so you'll pretty much grant yourself that extra heal and that crit chance at all times, guaranteed. And the defibrillator right here is really good for reviving down agents in last stand. And you just pop that and they'll get up. And there's a talent over here where if you revive a down agent to reduce incoming damage by 30% by 10 seconds for both players is really good. You can heal your teammate and then push in, and you get 30% extra damage if you do that, and even pop a med kit at the same time, so you have 50%. And then I'm not sure if this will completely stack with my med kit, but that'd be like 90% increased resistance from doing those three at one time. So if you are using that heal, I would definitely use those talents with that. And for my link, I found the best link right now for me is the survivor link. I've tried to use this recovery link so many times at low health, and I still get dropped. I feel like it doesn't push up all the way. It's been nerfed. You don't get like as much health back. It's only 40% instant heal, 80% over time, so it's not instant. And this pretty much happens right away. You get increased movement speed and 50% resistance. So if you pop your booster shot or med kit, and it'll bounce up even more than that. And its duration is 13 seconds. So I feel like this is the best build to go with that and all those talents. But the other talents I'm actually using: critical save, use a med kit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds, which is good. You want that damage resistance. And then I'm also using strike back, reach low health to reduce active skill cooldowns by 20%. That can help me if I'm in a fight and I'm waiting for my med kit or my heal. I can try to be like evasive around cars or cover, get my heal up or my pulse, you know. And then right now I'm using Headshot Hostile to pulse time for 10 seconds because I'm not using Adrenaline anymore. I feel like when you pop my med kit, it doesn't heal me up all the way. I like that instant heal. And then now it does med kit and it heals over 10 seconds and will not stop healing when taking damage. So you have to wait 10 seconds for your med kit to fully heal you, and I feel like it just takes too long. You used to get an overheal, well, not at full health, so you get more of a heal out of your med kit, but that doesn't happen anymore. So I would not recommend using Adrenaline anymore. There are other options, you know, if you're using if you're not using a pulse, if you want to use like a turret, a flame turrets are really good. So you would want to use Wildfire, or if you're using a shock turret, you know, I would definitely use this. There are other builds in this game besides for a straight DPS build, but this is what I'm showing you guys. And then I'm also using Kill a Hostile while moving to reduce incoming damage by 15%. With 1.6, these damage resistance talents have been nerfed, along with armor, which I haven't had as much fun playing Division as I have playing 1.6, and they made a great curve in the game, and I definitely recommend trying this out. It makes the game it makes it for great gameplay, and I'm really happy they brought back SMGs with critical hit chance now. So I'm really excited to grind out this game. It's awesome. I'm gonna show you guys some clips that I hit the other day in the last stand. But I'm gonna go into my AR right now. I'm using the Police M4 with responsive, prepared, and fierce. There are a lot other options you can do with these talents. Like Unforgiving is great. Brutal is good for hitting your headshots. And the reason I just prepared is great for last stand with ARs because you know I had an SMG, so I want to use my SMG up close. But if I'm back a little bit further, I'm going to be getting 15% extra damage, which is really good. And if I have to switch my weapon instead of reloading when I'm up close fighting, then that responsive is going to kick in as well. And fierce is good because I do have crit damage builds on all my gear and my mods. So when that chance to proc does kick in, I will be hitting it. And for my muzzle, I have headshot damage increased by 16.5%, critical hit chance by 3, crit damage by 4, which is good. I want to have my chance and damage and headshot damage up as high as possible. The more damage, the more DPS I'll be doing. And then for my grip, I have critical hit damage by 19, stability by 2.5, reload speed by 4.5, which is good. It's great. And then my magazine is increased by 110.5, my crit damage by 4, and my rate of fire by 5.5. This is definitely what you want for your mags. And for my optic, I have critical hit chance by 7, crit damage by 4, and headshot damage by 6. Now you can have a higher headshot damage, but I feel like I want to have a little bit more crit chance on this AR. And you know, I would go with either. You know, headshot damage is great. You know, there's no doubt about that at all. And then I'll go into my SMG. Right here I'm using the Navy MP5. If you have, you know, the AUG is also very great. I haven't tried out the Vector yet, but you know, I have a few Vectors that are great that I feel like will be good up close. But I really like the Navy MP5. I feel like it's even comparable at like mid-range. And on my muzzle, I want to get a better muzzle for my MP5. Like not all of them fit. I need the Tyrant suppressor for it. And I have critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and accuracy. I would rather have headshot damage on here as well. And then for my underbarrel, I have critical hit damage, optimum range, which is really good for the SMGs. You want to have a little bit more range. And then reload speed. For my magazine, I have 110.5 increased size, 3% crit chance, and rate of fire. You want to be pushing out more bullets, and having more of a chance is good. I could have critical hit damage on here as well, if you had that. And then my scope is critical hit damage by 18%, which is very important to have more damage since chance is built in now. And then headshot damage by 6, and then crit chance by 2.5. This is a very good optic for SMGs. And also, I don't think I explained this, but on my my holster, I have reload speed. They changed this around. I might even roll for higher, actually. But I roll for higher stamina already, you see, because I wanted to have these 3 as high as I could. You know, you see, you can get into the 1100s here. You want to, which is not that viable. I want to have all high 12s, if you could. Sidearm, you know, I like this M1. It's really good. You can go with the sawed off. I think I'm gonna go and roll mine actually, just to mess around with it. But I am using AR SMG. I do mess around with the M700 too, which is good. And this is my AUG right here, which is awesome. I feel like on any SMG, you want to have deadly, you know. But for the bottom talent, I really liked having the my Navy MP5. I don't think I even explained my roles yet. I do have deadly to have the increased damage because it's now chance on SMGs, which is awesome. And then responsive, so I'm getting a guaranteed damage increase when I'm 10 meters or closer to the target. And I really love this talent. Competent. I'm gonna have weapon damage increased by 10% for 15 seconds after using a skill. So say if I pop my pulse, you know, I'm gonna wait as long as I can until I can actually feed out that 15 seconds, and then I can pop my booster shot, have extra damage from that, and then, you know, it's 30 seconds of extra damage, and by then I should have my pulse on cooldown shortly, so you can like bounce back to that, try to extend it for as long as you can. See if I do pop my booster shot, and I'll change over right now. See, my DPS goes over to 500,000. Toughness will go up as well. And then right now I'll be doing extra 5% damage because of the Barretts. So you want to make everything work for you. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna just try and go ahead and show you guys some gameplay. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. They're behind us too, so. Can you help up there? Alright. I have a super. No, I have a blue super. Okay, I'm going for it. Oh, this shit's so fun, dude. Honestly. I wish I could find where I can get med kits though, because I don't have any. Oh, I think they capped up here while we were away. Alright. Alright, I'm jumping in behind them. Yeah, we're all back over here. Alright. Alright. I'm down. $31,000 points? Holy shit, dude. GG's. I destroyed that game.